Welcome to episode 2 of the I Am Undeniable podcast. I'm your host, Alex Sundar, and I'm here to drop some major fucking bombs and perspective on how to become unbreakable in your mind, body, and soul. In today's episode, we are on episode number 2. I'm literally going to be talking about on how to redefine your values, your core values, and taking steps forward to being your best self. So, what's up, guys? I am actually just got home. We were in Kelowna for the last couple days. We were out there for a Mansion $1 Million Mastermind event. I was learning from my two mentors, and on Saturday, I was actually flying back to Calgary. And to be honest, I was exhausted, burnt out. And when I actually got back on Calgary on Saturday night, I actually didn't end up going home right away. My girlfriend, my lovely and beautiful girlfriend, Janice, she actually did a little bit of a staycation in one of the hotels nearby and met her up there. And we spent the night away from home and finally gotten home today. And despite all that, despite being in a hotel, despite being, energetically and mentally exhausted, I still got up. I still got my morning routine done. I still posted on social media. It is currently midnight here on a Sunday night. I guess Monday morning now in Calgary. And we are getting this podcast in. And one of the things I really wanted to talk to you guys about today, despite it being midnight, middle of the night, is learning to redefine your values. Now, one of the reasons why I actually want to talk particularly about this specific topic is I feel like, especially as men, we're not taught what values are. We're not taught how to embody values, and we're not taught to essentially create values of our own that we believe in. And as you're growing up, the values that you might personally believe in might get clouded in poor judgment. It might get clouded in your ego. And essentially, overall, it might be really difficult to just kind of redefine who you are as a human being and as a person. And as I'm talking today, I'm hoping that you, as the audience member who's sitting at home listening to this, can take an open look, hear what I'm saying, apply what I'm saying, and hopefully by the end of this podcast episode, you can create your own values and have a sense of direction in what you believe in, who you are, and where you're going long-term in terms of your personal goals. Now, what do I mean by values? What do I mean by redefining your core values? Well, something you have to ask yourself is, are you truly happy with the person that you see in the mirror every single day? And I'm not talking about just looking good naked. I'm not just talking about, having a cool looking beard, a nice haircut, nice clothes. I'm talking about looking at yourself as a human being, as a person, and asking yourself, like, okay, am I fully happy and satisfied in the income I'm making every single day, my house, your car, your relationships, your relationship with self, your own fitness? Are you truly happy with where you currently are in your life? And if you're not, well, what we actually need to do is we need to start to change that. So part of this drill and part of this perspective, and I did this probably 32 now, probably about 14 or 15 years ago when I first started my entrepreneurship journey and really getting into personal development, is I asked myself, who did I want to be? What did I want in my life? And that's such a hard question to have a conversation with a lot of people, because I think a lot of us really don't know what we want from life. Like, ask yourself, do you? Do you know what you want? Do you know how you want your relationships to look? What kind of physique you want to look at in the mirror every single day? Well, what about, what about your job, your income? How do you want to live your life? Who do you want to be defined as a person? How do you want your relationships to be like? All of these are so important. Have you ever felt like that you were like kind of like the black sheep in your friend group? or within your family? Fuck, I know I have. Sometimes I felt like I have so much different values and stuff that I actually believe in that it really makes it difficult to be around people sometimes. It feels like I just can't relate to anyone or they can't relate to me. And that's not a problem, but I think it gives you an opportunity to be like, oh, fuck, like maybe you need to start changing who you are. Maybe you need to start changing your circle a little bit. Because if you have specific values, how often do you actually stand true to your values? How often do you stand up for what you believe in? How often don't you let someone else's opinion and voice dictate what you believe in every single day? Now, on the other aspect, some people might be like, well, Alex, how are you supposed to improve if you don't have people around you that are criticizing you, challenging you to become better? Well, let me tell you this. No matter what you believe in, you're always going to have people around you that are going to challenge you to be a better human being. But it's not going to happen unless you are true to your values, unless you have people around you who align to what you believe in. They might not have the same single values that you have, but they will be the people that are going to be pushing you in the right direction. Now, if you don't have values, if you don't know what you believe in, most people are so stuck up far up their ass in their own ego that they can't even listen to other people's opinions. So I think making your own values, standing true to what you believe in and striving to be that person every single day is going to allow you to accomplish that. So my question for you is, you should probably write down a couple of values that you believe in. Is it integrity? Is it love? Is it being authentic? Is it determination? What are these values to you? I'll write a couple of them out. List the first couple that come to your head, come to your mind. And the good part about this is that your values can change. And the good thing about having values that you can stick to, it's literally just kind of like self-analyzing yourself. Am I living to these values every single day? Am I living to these values in my relationships? Am I leaving this value to these values in my job, in my fitness, right? If you aren't, you're going to have to make some changes. And maybe you're sitting down there like, well, Alex, I don't think I need that. Well, let me tell you this then. And this podcast might not be for you. Like, this stuff is for people who want to become higher level individuals. And to be a high level individual, to be a person of success, you guys have to understand that it doesn't fucking happen overnight. It's not some magic formula where you're going to all of a sudden wake up and be like, oh man, I'm successful. I got the life that I dreamed of. I'm now the person that is completely happy with who I am and what I see in the mirror. It takes work. It doesn't matter what direction you go from, what you want in life. It is always going to take courage and work. And that is where true courage lies, my friends, is when you can take a hard look in the mirror and finally take that step in the direction to become the person you truly want to be. So my homework for you, my challenge for you at the end of this episode here is to write down your own core values. If you don't know what it is, go on Google. Maybe you can find a couple that you really stand for. Find stuff that really aligns with you. There's no right or wrong, but I want you to start writing it down and ask yourself this. Okay, like, what can I personally do to live more aligned to these core values every single day? And if I'm not aligned or living to these core values, what do I need to do personally for myself to change to become the person so I can embody these values every single damn freaking day? All right, that's it, everyone. This is the second episode of the I Am Undeniable podcast. Like, I can't wait to drop major value over the next couple of days. And we'll be doing a podcast every single day for the next 30 days. This is podcast number 2. So if you enjoyed this episode, you want to hear more, you want to hear my perspective on mind, body, and soul, and literally how to become your best version of yourself, click that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow.